discuss the extent of post-harvest losses and their causes. In previous class, we have read about the importance of the post-harvest management. So, what is the extent of the post-harvest losses and their causes? You can see that these are the four important sites where maximum losses are occurring in the post-harvest technology. The first thing is the farmer's field, packaging, transportation and marketing. These are the four important sites where the losses occurs. At farmer's field, 15 to 20% losses occurring. At packaging, 15 to 20%, and transportation 30 to 40%, and in marketing 30 to 40%. When we look the scenario of the individual crop, then you can see here that this is the estimated losses, and in these crops, these are the fruits, and in fruits 40 to 100% losses may occur in case of the papaya if we are not taking the proper care and if we are not using the proper post-harvest technology. Similarly, if we see the result of orange, then it is 8 to 31%, means the minimum losses may occur in the orange because it is the hardy fruit, and in some of the cases it remains protected by the nature because there is peel on the orange, and that peel always keep it in protection. These are the vegetables, and in vegetables you can see here that the minimum losses occurs in the radish and carrot. These are the root crops, and in root crops there is less chances of the damage, but you can see that the maximum damage may occur in the onion if we are not storing our onion in proper condition. So the storage as well as the pre-harvest treatment in case of the onion is very much essential for the post-harvest management of this crop. Now, what are the important causes of the post-harvest? And the first cause is the metabolic cause. In metabolic cause, you can see here that the process of respiration is especially because all the horticulture crops remains live in nature. And this is the reason that the live commodity always goes through the respiration and transpiration, and the respiration here leads the aging of these organs. So the metabolic cause is the one of the cause of the post-harvest loss. The another is the mechanical cause. In mechanical cause, whatever technology we are using for the post-harvest technology, either it may be the harvesting of the crop, either it may be the packing of the crop, either it may be the grading and sorting of the crop. So these are the things which are very much essential that during the harvesting and other work we should take care. Otherwise, there may be chances of more damage to the fruits and vegetables during these operations. The third cause is the developmental cause. In developmental cause, you have seen in some of the crops that in potato, in onion, during storage, there is sprouting in the onion and potato. Do you know that sprouting is beneficial or harmful? आप बता सकते हैं कि जो प्याज उग जाता है स्टोर में या आलू जो स्टोर में उसमें उग जाता है, स्प्राउटिंग आ जाती है, वो लाभदायक है या हानिकारक? Harmful if we are talking in reference to the post-harvest management. But if we are using these commodity for the seed purpose, then it is beneficial. So if you are not using these commodities for the seed purpose, if you are using these commodity for the storage purpose, for keeping in storage for longer duration, then these are the harmful acts. So such like developmental activities like sprouting, rooting and seed germination, this also deteriorate the quality of the fruits and vegetables during the storage of the crop. The another is the parasitic disease. And parasitic means the organism which cause the spoilage of the particular things. Here, which organisms causing the spoilage in case of fruits and vegetables? fungi, bacteria, mold, yeast, and many kind of insects during the storage. They may lead the deterioration and damage to the crops. And why so occur? Why in fruits and vegetables the more of bacteria and fungus and yield and most infection occurs during storage? Because in case of horticulture commodities they have more of the moisture. आपने देखा होगा जैसे गेहूं है, गेहूं that is keeps only 8 to 10% moisture, but in case of the fruits, suppose we are talking about the banana, then it contains 80% moisture. So if there is more moisture means more chances of growing of microorganisms, and if there is more chances of growing of microorganisms means more chances of spoilage of the food. So these are the parasitic diseases which may also occur and which may also spoil our food. The another is the physiological deterioration. In physiological deterioration, I already told you that fruits and vegetables are live in nature, and if any commodity which live in nature that require respiration, and if there is respiration and transpiration, then there may be chances of the injury. That injury may be due to the low temperature, that injury may be due to the high temperature, and if in any condition if the temperature remains too much high, that is also harmful, and if it is remains too much low, that is also harmful, because in that condition there may be chances of chilling injury. So we have to know that which commodity should be kept at which temperature. This is very much important, that what is the temperature requirement for a particular commodity for the storage. The another is the lack of market demand. This is again a point due to which we can say that there is chances of the damage. Suppose any farmer is producing more of a particular commodity. Suppose all the farmers are producing the onion, then what will happen? The prices will be low down. And if the prices will be lower in market, then there will be no profit to the farmer. So it is very much essential that what market demands, as per that demand we have to grow the commodity. As per that particular information we require the production of that particular commodity, and this information we can take from the market only, because market tell us that what they demand. And who will tell in market? Consumers. The consumer, which commodity consumer procuring or purchasing more, that is the important for that particular information. Another thing is the consumption. Consumption means whatever we are purchasing from the market, if we are not consuming as a whole, and if there is imbalance any of the commodity, that commodity either we can use for processing purpose, means we can prepare the pickle, we can prepare the squash, we can prepare the sauce. These are the certain processed products which can be prepared from the commodity which is in balance after the consumption as a fresh. But if we are not consuming it, then after a certain period they will deteriorate, and that will be a particular loss due to this post-harvest technology. Now these are the other reasons. One thing I also want to tell you, if you want to take snap by your mobile, then you can take. अगर आपको मान लो कोई चीज़ ज़्यादा लिखने में या बहुत सारे पॉइंट्स है, ज़्यादा लिखने में आपको प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, आप उसका एक स्नैप भी ले सकते हैं, so that after the class you can also read that particular points. There is no need to write all the points. So in case of the others, first thing, the lack of clear concept of the packing house operation. If we not having the clear information about the packing house operation, means suppose we want to pack the potato, then what kind of packing material we require? Gunny cloth, gunny bags. If you want to pack the grapes, then we require the CFB boxes, corrugated fiber box. And if you want to pack any juice, then we require the bottles, juice bottles. So for the different kind of material, different type of packaging material required, and for that packaging material, we should know that which commodity can be packed in which type of packing material. The another thing is the lack of awareness among the grower, contractor, and even the policy makers. Because if any policy maker, if any grower don't know that what kind of technology will be more useful for keeping the produce for longer duration, then he cannot store his produce for longer duration. किसी भी आदमी को इन तकनीकी चीज़ों का जानकारी होना, इनका ज्ञान होना बहुत ज़रूरी है. उसको ये पता होना चाहिए कि इनको स्टोर के लिए मुझे क्या काम में लेना चाहिए, इसको मुझे फार्म पे स्टोर करना है या फार्म पे से अगर उसको मार्केट में लाना है तो मुझे किन किन चीज़ों की आवश्यकता होगा. दीज आर द सर्टेन थिंग्स विच शुड नो बाय द ग्रोवर, विच शुड नो बाय द कॉन्ट्रैक्टर, विच शुड नो बाय द पॉलिसी मेकर, सो दैट दे कैन help to keep our produce for longer duration, so that we can protect it. The another thing is the lack of infrastructure in our country. We are developing, residing in the developing country, and in our country there is very much less infrastructure available with our farmers. What kind of infrastructure requires for the horticulture commodities, especially the cold storage facility? If there is no cold storage facility at farmer's field, then there is chance that the spoilage of the fruit and vegetable may occur. And if he want to save his commodity from such type of losses, then he has to transport his commodity in the particular refrigerated store or in cold store facility, where he has to pay the rent for that particular commodity. The another thing is the late realization of its importance. In our country, we are previously we were only concerned with the production technology, but after the production, now you can see that in first class I told you that we are ranking on the second position in case of the fruit and vegetable production after the China. But still we does not have much more infrastructure for the storage of the fruits, and this is the reason that our 25 to 40% losses occur in the fruits and vegetables. So we can save such type of losses with the help of such type of technology. Inadequate technical support. Technical support means we doesn't have many kind of information about a particular thing. Especially our farmers does not know that which commodity can be keep in the refrigerated or cold storage. And this is the scenario that in our country still we are using the cold storage facility for potato only. And 90% of the potato we are keeping in the cold storage. But our farmers still not know that whether the other fruits and vegetables can also be keep in the such cold storage. And I think some of you also does not know that whether the banana we should keep in the refrigerator or not. No. Whether onion we should keep in refrigerator or not? No. So we should know that why. When we are putting the mango in refrigerator, when we are putting the grapes in refrigerator, when we are putting the beer in refrigerator, why then we are not keeping the banana in the refrigerator? Because in case of banana, there may be chances of the chilling injury, because the storage temperature which required for the banana is 10 to 13 degrees centigrade, and in refrigerator the temperature always remains 4 to 5 degrees centigrade. So at low temperature there may be chances of the chilling injury, and due to that chilling injury the fruit may be black. So to protect this type of condition, we cannot keep the banana in the refrigeration. Wide gap technology available and in vogue. there is so many technologies are available in the research field, but our farmers and our fruit sellers still does not know that which kind of technology we can use and which is best suitable for our produce. Unorganized marketing in our country, this is another very much great lacuna, that still our marketing is not in organized form. I told you in press class that there are three things required in the marketing. First thing is the marketing facility. Second thing is the marketing intelligence. Third is the marketing information service. So these are required for the organized marketing, and in our country we are lacking such type of things. Absence of the pre-cooling and cold storage. This is the another important thing in case of the fruits and vegetables. Pre-cooling is very much essential, and I will tell you in the next slides that what is the pre-cooling and how it is helpful for the storage of the fruits and vegetables. Inadequate marketing facility, which I already told you that marketing intelligence and marketing information service we are still lacking. Poor storage facility, education and resources, and government policies. Still there are government policies for the such type of post-harvest technology, but these policies are not sufficient to educate the or to minimize the losses of the post-harvest. And this is the reason that still our farmers wasting 25 to 40% of their produce. Now you can see here that what are the important factors due to which this type of post-harvest losses occurs. First thing is the microorganism decay. And which microorganism is responsible? Bacteria, fungi, yeast and mold. These are the microorganisms which are especially responsible for this one. Damage by insect pests and birds. You can see that in case of bear, there is more damage by the parrot. If we are not able to protecting our crop from the parrot, then we cannot harvest a single bear. So this is the, and again it is also in case of the your pomegranate. Pomegranate is also require the protection from the birds. Then in some of the another crops we also require, especially in vegetables, if there is chances of the rabbit or the rabbits are nearby in the vegetable growing area, then there may be also the damage to the crops. Ambient temperature and relative humidity. This is also essential for the such type of things. And in Rajasthan, the temperature is very much high and humidity is very much low. And for horticulture point of view, it is not good. Although for production technology point of view, it is good. Why so? Because if there is low atmospheric humidity, in that condition the quality of the fruits will be better. Means there will be more sugar content in fruits, and there will be less chances of the infection by the microbes. Means there will be less disease in case of the fruits and vegetables if their humidity is low. But in case of the post-harvest technology, more of this relative humidity is required at low temperature. If temperature is high, then it is again detrimental for the storage of the crops. But in storage condition, it requires low temperature. Perishability of the commodity. Horticulture commodities are perishable. The reason is that they contain the more of the moisture, and this is the reason. In agronomical crops, in cereals, in pulses, in oil seeds, the moisture always remains less than 10%. And if in any commodity the moisture is less than 10%, then there is no survival or less survival of the microorganisms. Efficiency of the post-harvest handling, storage and processing. In our country, this is a very great lacuna, that in comparison to the developed countries, we doesn't have the much of the processing facility. In our country, we have only 1.8 to 2% of the processing industry. At the same time, in UK and USA, it is more than 60%. In Malaysia, it is 80%. In Thailand, it is 30%. So you can see that if the technology or processing units in Malaysia is 80%, and in our country, when we are on the second position in production of the fruits and vegetables, but still we are having less processing industry, means 1.8 to 2%. And if there is such type of processing industry, then we cannot prepare too much products, because for preparation of the products, such type of processing industry required. For example, the pickle industry, sauce industry, ketchup industry, and sketch industry. Time left between the harvesting and consumption. This is again another thing. If we are taking more time between harvesting and marketing of the fruits or consumption of the fruit, then it requires the storage facility, means cold storage facility, means refrigeration. And if does not have refrigeration and cold storage facility with us, then we cannot keep the horticulture produce for longer duration. You can keep only for a week, only for 2 weeks. But in case of leaf vegetable, we can only keep for 1 or 2 days. In case of falsa, we can only keep for 1 or 2 days. So for the different kind of fruits and vegetables, there is different time period which we can use to keep them for safely stored. So this is another condition. And now you can see here from this table that what is the post-harvest losses at various stages. There are different stages. There is harvesting, grading, transport, marketing, storage, wholesalers, retailers, and total loss. So here you can see that the minimum loss occurs in case of the pineapple, because there is minimum losses in different stages. And in case of banana, you can again see here that there is nil chances of the spoilage in case of the harvesting and grading. But during transportation, during marketing, and during retailing, there is chances of such type of losses. That's why it is 22%. If we also minimize such type of losses, we also able to minimize such type of losses, then the loss, total loss in case of banana we can also reduce. So this is the scenario of the crops, or different crops of the loss. Now what is the impact of post harvest losses? किस चीज़ पे इसका सबसे ज़्यादा प्रभाव पड़ रहा है? अगर पोस्ट हार्वेस्ट लॉस ज़्यादा हो रहे हैं, ज़्यादा चीज़ों में इस तरह की प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, तो उसका सबसे ज़्यादा प्रभाव किस पे पड़ रहा है? The impact, main impact is the on nutrition. If we are not able to store fruits and vegetables, and if we are wasting more of the quantity of fruits and vegetables, means we are losing nutrition. And you can see that after China, we are also on the second position in population. And to feed our population and to supply good nutritional or balanced diet to our population, it is very much essential that we have to keep, or we have to protect our fruits and vegetables. And this first impact will be on the nutrition. The second impact is on the economy. If any kind of post-harvest loss occurs, either to the farmer, either to the retailer, or to the contractor, then ultimately the loss goes to the country. If we are not able to protecting our produce after production, after harvesting, means we are not able to get more money from the market. Suppose if we have the more of the mango, especially the Alfonso variety, Kesar variety, Lakhanbhog variety, then there is more chances that we can export such type of variety of the mango to the Gulf countries as well as to the developed country, and from them we can get the foreign return. So, and this is the only chance that if we have the proper post-harvest management practices, then we will be able to get the foreign return. Otherwise, our commodity will be spoiled here, and after spoilage we cannot export or we cannot sell our produce, and there will be the loss in economy. So these are the some of the reasons due to which the economic loss may occur due to the defaulty of the harvesting practices, transportation practices, marketing practices and storage practices. Such type of things lead this one. Now, how we can improve this situation? What are the important points by which we can improve this situation? The first is to create awareness. And where is awareness required? Awareness required for the growers, awareness required for the farm workers, awareness required for the managing traders, exporters. And not only these persons, the awareness also requires with you and with me. The reason is that we are also, if we are not producing fruits and vegetables, but we are consuming the fruits and vegetables. And we also require the balanced diet. And if we know that which fruit and which vegetable is more helpful for our nutrition point of view, then we will purchase that particular fruit and vegetable. So we should also aware such type of things, that the post-harvest technology means the commodity, especially the banana, especially the mango and another fruits, how we can keep these fruits and vegetables for longer duration without deterioration in their quality. सपोज करो कि अगर अपन ने मैंगो को 25 दिन रख लिया और उसमें क्वालिटी में अगर कोई खराबी आ गई, क्वालिटी अगर चेंज हो गई, then there is no meaning of the keeping the or storing of our mango. So we have to keep our produce for longer duration along with the proper quality. There should not be any deterioration in the quality. The another thing is, these groups of people involved in the fruit industry also need to learn the basic principles of the fruit handling and storage. What is the basic principle? The basic principle is that we have to use recommended harvester or the harvesting tools for harvesting of the crops. Suppose we want to harvest the lime. How we can harvest? Anyone can tell? आपको कोई ये कह दे कि ये नींबू का पेड़ खड़ा है, इस पे से नींबू तोड़ के लाना है या नींबू की हार्वेस्टिंग करनी है, कैसे करोगे? हाउ विल यू हार्वेस्ट? खींच के तोड़ेंगे. वन थिंग. सेकंड. यस, वी हैव टू यूज द सीजर so that we can easily harvest that particular fruit. If we will harvest by pulling, then either we will be breaking our limbs of the tree, or we can rupture on the skin of that particular fruit. And if there is any damage on the skin of the fruit, then that will be the point for entry of the microbes. And if the microbes will enter in the fruit, means they will spoil the fruit. In addition to this, the government needs to provide the basic infrastructure facilities. जो मैंने आपको बताया था कि still in our country we are lacking in the infrastructure facility. Our farmers doesn't have any kind of storage facility at their farm. आपने देखा किसी भी किसान के यहाँ पे cold storage बना हुआ है? In India it is not possible. The reason is that we have small holding of the land. बहुत छोटे छोटे ज़मीन के टुकड़े हैं हमारे फार्मर्स के पास में. And they are only growing in less quantity the vegetables as well as the fruits, because they doesn't have sufficient land for growing of the fruits and vegetables. This is the reason, because for storing of the produce in the cold storage, it requires more quantity of the fruits and vegetables, and which is only possible when our farmers are having more of the land. Another thing, this could be carried out by the public and private sectors. It is not only should be rest on the government. And in our country, it is the general concept. Our farmers as well as general people always think that whatever so policies have to prepare, that should be prepared by the government. They don't care about the public and private sectors. We are not still able to think that we can also gain such type of facility from the public and private sectors. So this is another thing that we have to change our idea and our things, that we have to shift from government to public and private sectors also. Now, how we can minimize these losses? There are certain kind of technology, and in these technology, the first technology is the waxing of the fruits. Just like when we comes out from our house, then we have to put wax on our shoes, and in just that manner we have to also put the wax on the fruits so that we can keep them for longer duration. जैसे आपने देखा होगा, घर से बाहर निकलने से पहले अपन जूतों पे पॉलिश करते हैं, वो क्यों करते हैं? साफ हो जाए, चमक आए, and here in case of fruits also. But here the meaning of the waxing is different. Here the meaning of waxing primarily because the fruits and vegetables, they are live in nature, and if we are waxing, if we are putting the layer of the waxing, then we will reduction in loss of the moisture and rate of the respiration. And if we will be able to reduce the loss in moisture and rate of respiration, then we can prolong the storage life of the fruits and vegetables. And on the second thing, it gives the cosmetic appeal. It covers the minimum minute injuries. जैसे मान लो मैंने आपको बताया, इन्होंने कहा कि we can harvest the citrus fruits by pulling from the tree, but by pulling there may be chances that at the point of attaching there may be some crack, there may be some damage to that particular skin. So such type of damage can also be filled by the layer of waxing, and if we will be able to fill up such type of injury, then we can protect our produce. Now, which waxes we can use? Sugarcane wax is available in market, carnauba wax, shellac. These are some of the waxes which are available in market. Except these are the another waxes which are available in market: Semperfresh, Stufresh, Cetirizine, Waxol. And how much quantity of the waxing is required? 6 to 9%. Although up to 12% we can also use the coating of that particular waxing. But there is one disorder or one disadvantage, not disorder, it is one disadvantage due to the waxing. If we are putting more concentration of the waxing, means if we are using more than 12% concentration of the waxing, then there is chances of the development of off flavor. उसमें एक स्पेशल तरह की बदबू आने लग जाएगी फ्रूट के अंदर. So the concentration should be in between 6 to 9%. You can see here, after putting the wax, such type of glossy appearance you can see on the fruits. एकदम चमक आ जाएगी. और यही आपने देखा होगा, जब भी आप फ्रूट खरीदने जाते हैं तो जो भी फ्रूट सेलर होता है वो एक कपड़ा उठाएगा और अपने फ्रूट्स को भी पूंछने लग जाएगा. Why he wiping out these fruits? Yes, he is also using the wax, and to remove the dirt and other material from that particular fruit, he always try to remove such type of things by using the cloth and another brushes. In case of waxing, there is one important thing, that there is a God gift to our fruits, that they also have the natural layer of the wax on their surface. लेकिन जब अपन उनको धोते हैं तब वो नेचुरल जो वैक्स की लेयर है वो वॉश आउट हो जाती है, रिमूव हो जाती है, जिसकी वजह से उसमें से ज़्यादा ट्रांसपिरेशन लॉसेज होते हैं. अगर अपन इफ़ यू आर नॉट वॉशिंग आवर फ्रूट्स, देन वी कैन आल्सो टेक द एडवांटेज ऑफ द नेचुरल वैक्सिंग. बट इफ़ यू आर नॉट वॉशिंग, देन देयर मे बी अनदर डिसएडवांटेज. वी विल pre-cooling. Pre-cooling is very much important for horticulture crops. What is pre-cooling? Pre-cooling means Just after harvesting of the produce, we have to remove the field heat from the produce. And how we can remove the field heat from the produce? By dipping the fruits in the water, by keeping the fruits in the steady condition, by keeping the fruits in a room where sufficient air ventilation are present. So these are the different kind of technology. In general, very effective and very much available technology is by dipping in the fruit. So by dipping in the fruits, we can pre-cool our produce. और अगर आपने तोड़ते ही फ्रूट या वेजिटेबल को ठंडा कर दिया तो उसमें जो लॉस होंगे that losses will be minimum. And if you are not pre-cooling your produce and you are after harvesting directly transporting to the market, then you cannot keep your produce for the longer duration. So this is the essential thing. Just after harvesting, first of all, we have to pre-cool our produce by dipping in the water. And with the dipping in water, there are two objectives we can fulfill. First thing, we are able to pre-cool our produce. Second thing, we are able to remove the dirt from the surface of the fruits and vegetables. And third thing, we are able to remove the microbes from the surface of the fruits and vegetables. And these are the advantage. Inhibition of the growth of the decay causing organism. Because with the washing of the fruits, we will be able to remove such type of microorganisms from the surface of that. Restriction of the enzyme activity. If the temperature will be high, if there is more heat in the produce, then there will be the more respiration, and if there is more respiration, means there will be more enzymatic activity, and if there is more enzymatic activity, means there is a rapid loss or rapid we can say the spoilage of the fruits. Reduction of the water loss. By the help of this one, we can also reduce the transpiration loss. Reduction in the rate of respiration as well as in the ethylene liberation. And if we are able to reduce the ethylene liberation, if there is minimum ethylene liberation, then what will happen? The ripening will occur slowly and slowly. And if ripening will occur slowly and slowly, then we will be able to keep our produce for longer duration. Rapid wound healing. Which are the important methods for the pre-cooling? By the room or air cooling, means after harvesting we can put our produce in the room or air. Water or hydro cooling, means we can put in the water drums. By forced air cooling, by vacuum cooling, and the package icing. Package icing we can use during our transportation of the produce. Nowadays, such type of lorries are available in the market. Then on the top of that particular lorry, we can fill the mixture of the ice, and on that beneath of that particular chamber, we can put our fruits and vegetables so that we can keep the temperature of the fruits and vegetables low. Chlorination. This is again important thing, and this can be we can use along with the pre-cooling. जब अपन pre-cooling का ट्रीटमेंट दे रहे हैं तभी क्लोरिनेशन भी कर सकते हैं. In chlorination, what we can use? We have to use 100 to 150 ppm chlorine water. उसमें अपन क्लोरीन डाल देंगे. क्लोरीन किस फॉर्म में डाल सकते हैं? सोडियम हाइपोक्लोराइड. It is available in market, and this can be used to add in the water, and this will be the chlorine water. And what is the advantage of the chlorine water? Chlorine water का advantage ये है, by the help of chlorine we will be able to reduce the microbial load from the fruits, and it will also inhibit the enzymatic reaction, especially browning in case of the fruit. If we are using the chlorination water in the salad and in the slices of the fruits, then we will be able that we can reduce the browning in that particular fruit. आपने देखा होगा जब भी अपन ख़ास तौर से जैसे एप्पल काटते हैं या ब्रिंजल काटते हैं, काटते ही वो उनका कलर चेंज हो जाता है due to the oxidation. So such type of, if you are using the chlorine water to put such type of slices, then we can protect the browning from such type of produce. But we have to take care that the concentration of chlorine should not be go beyond 200 ppm. इससे ज़्यादा नहीं होनी चाहिए. 100 to 100 ppm, 150 ppm is sufficient. Now, different kind of chemicals we can also use to protect our fruits and vegetables. One thing is the maleic hydrazide. I tell you in previous slide that for the one of the cause, detrimental cause in case of the onion is the sprouting. And this sprouting, not only in onion, in potato, we can protect or we can check with the help of the maleic hydrazide. And this maleic hydrazide we have to use before harvesting, 15 to 20 days before harvesting of the onion. We can use 1000 to 2000 ppm of the maleic hydrazide. And if we spread this chemical on the onion and potato, then there will be less chances of the sprouting. Cytokinin, if you are treating the leafy vegetables with the help of cytokinin, then we can maintain the green color. If we are using the gibberellin, then we can also retard the ripening in case of the tomato, in case of the orange, in case of the mandarin. Such type of fruits we can also retard the ripening. If you are using the calcium chloride or calcium nitrate, especially in mango, pear and pear, then we can maintain the firmness of the fruits, and due to the firmness, we can keep our produce for the longer duration. In case of potato, we can use the alar, and with the alar, we can able to inhibit the synthesis of the solanine. So this is the another again the better thing. So such type of chemicals we can use to protect our fruits and vegetables. Evaporative cool storage. If our farmer doesn't have the cold storage facility, then he can prepare evaporative cold storage, small evaporative cool storage. And this evaporative cool storage, with the help of this one, they can also store their produce. Pre-packaging means if we want to carry our produce from field to market in the transportation, then we can also take the help of this pre-packing material, and after carrying it up to the market, we can use the final packing material to keep our produce safe. Cold storage, again I already told you. Modified atmosphere packaging. This is a special kind of packaging which is available in the market. And what is this packaging? This packaging is a kind of lamination on the fruits and vegetables. If we laminate, if we are putting a layer, a polythene on that particular fruit or vegetable, either on the individual quantity or on a particular unit of the fruit or vegetable, then after a certain period, we will be able to reduce the respiration in that particular produce, and that's why we can store our commodity for more duration. You can see an example. With this technology, the banana can be stored for 15 days instead of 5 days. If you are not using this technology, then we can only store for 5 days. But with the help of this one, we can store up to the 15 days. This is in general normal temperature. In case of low temperature, if we are putting our produce, our banana at 10 to 13 degrees centigrade, then and in that condition we are using, then we can keep our banana for 42 days. So you can see here that at a particular condition, we can only hold our produce for 5 days, but here we can hold our produce up to the 40 days, 42 days. So you can see the difference in the technology, that with the help of such type of technology. और इस टेक्नोलॉजी में कुछ नहीं है, सिंपल आपको जो भी फ्रूट है उसके ऊपर एक पॉलीथीन रखनी है, पॉलीथीन से आप ढक देंगे. अगर आपकी गर्दन को इस तरह से कोई पॉलीथीन से बांध देंगे तो क्या होगा? व्हाट विल हैपन? आफ्टर सर्टेन टाइम यू विल बी नॉट एबल टू गेट द रेस्पिरेशन, क्योंकि इसके अंदर फुल ऑफ कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड बढ़ जाएगी और ऑक्सीजन कमी हो जाएगी. In same condition, when we are putting such type of lamination on the fruits and vegetable, then we can reduce the activity of the रेस्पिरेशन, और जब रेस्पिरेशन कम होगा तो अपन उसको ज़्यादा दिन तक स्टोर कर सकते हैं. अनदर टेक्नोलॉजी इज द कोल्ड एटमॉस्फेयर स्टोरेज सिस्टम, CA storage, and this is also nowadays farmers as well as the fruit sellers are using, because with this technology we are able to keep our produce for longer duration. In case of apple, at ambient temperature we can only keep our apple for 1 or 2 weeks, but in case of controlled atmosphere storage we can keep our apple up to 6 months to 1 year. So you can see here the difference for the technology, कि अगर अपन कोई टेक्नोलॉजी काम में नहीं ले रहे तो केवल 10 दिन तक एप्पल को रख सकते हैं, लेकिन उसी एप्पल को अगर अपन इसमें रखेंगे तो अपन 6 महीने या साल भर तक उसको रख सकते हैं. So this is the big difference, and in fresh condition, not by preparing any kind of product. In fresh condition we can keep our produce for such. What is this technology? This is a specific technology in which we have to keep a particular ratio of the carbon dioxide and oxygen, and in such type of storage the higher level of the carbon dioxide and the lower level of the oxygen will be used with the help of specific type of machines. So with the help of this technology we can easily the another thing is the cold chain. Cold chain is in our country we are still not using cold chain. What is cold chain? Cold chain means at each and every stage we have to keep our produce in the cool temperature, at low temperature. After harvesting we have to put in low temperature. After packing we have to put in low temperature. During transportation we have to put in low temperature. During marketing we have to put in low temperature. During consumption we have to put in low temperature. But in our country we are only putting at low temperature at 2 stages only, just during storage and just after selling of our produce to the consumer. Am I right?
Yes.
अपन ने कोई भी सब्जी खरीदी, सब्जी खरीद के लाते ही सबसे पहले क्या करते हैं, उसको फ्रिज में रखते हैं. लेकिन उससे पहले आपने कभी ये नहीं देखा होगा कि कोई भी फ्रूट सेलर कभी भी एयर कंडीशन शॉप के अंदर कभी फ्रूट बेचता हुआ नहीं देखा होगा. ही इज ऑलवेज यूजिंग ठेला एंड थडीज फॉर सेलिंग हिज प्रोड्यूस इन ओपन कंडीशन. And you can see in the month of May, June, especially in case of the Rajasthan, when the temperature goes up to the 48 and 49 degree centigrade temperature, at that temperature how we can keep our produce for longer duration. So the condition, or as per the post harvest technology aim, it is very much essential that our fruit seller should sell his fruit and vegetable in air conditioned shops, but it is not possible. The reason is that in such type of things he is not able to afford the electricity charges, because here is the electricity charges are more, or we can say the air conditioning facility is too much costly in comparison to the open condition and in comparison to the developed countries. The another thing is the radiation technology. But although this is a new technology and this is very much effective technology, and this technology is especially using for the checking the sprouting in onion and potato. But again there is one disorder that this technology cannot use by individual person. It is only possible at government atomic research station. Why so? Because if we will not able to give a particular radiation intensity of radiation, then there may be chances of leakage of radioisotopes in the environment, and due to the leakage of that radioisotope in the environment it may be harmful to our population. So this technology only can be used at government atomic research stations. Edible coating, nowadays in market such type of coating are also available. एक चीज़ मैं आपको बताऊंगा. In first technology I tell you that we can put the waxing on the fruits and vegetables, but And our most of the fruit sellers are using such type of coating on the fruits and vegetables. So before using any fruit or vegetable, especially the fruits, you should wash in the lukewarm water so that you can remove the coating of the wax, because our fruit sellers still using the specific type of resin waxes, and these resin waxes are very much harmful for our stomach. We will be we can get the digestion problems. So before consuming any fruit, we should wash in the lukewarm water so that we can able to remove the layering of the wax. But nowadays edible coatings or edible waxing are also available in market, although it is costly. But in this condition there is no need to washing of the fruits. We can directly consume along with that particular coating, and that coating especially is prepared from the protein, polysaccharides and lipids. So it is also supply proteins to our body along with that particular nutrition which is present in that fruit or vegetable. So such type of things are available in market. We can also use vapor heat treatment. It is a specific technology, and this technology is only used in case of the mango, especially for export of the mango, because for the export of the mango we cannot treat our fruits with any kind of insecticide. And in mango, especially in case of the Kesar variety, especially in case of the Alfonso variety, especially in case of the Lakhanbog variety, there may be chances that the fruit fly may infest our fruit. So to kill the fruit fly, eggs or larva, we can use VHT, vapor heat treatment. Means we have to treat our fruits with the vapor, steam, and the temperature of the steam should be 43 degrees centigrade for 8 hours. If we are applying 43 degrees centigrade steam on our fruits for 8 hours, then we will be able to kill the larva and pupa as well as the egg of the fruit fly in mango. Deshaping. This technology is also used in case of the mango, and in this technology we have to remove the shape from the layer of the shape from the skin of the fruit. जब भी अपन फ्रूट को हार्वेस्ट करते हैं, हार्वेस्ट करने के बाद में उसमें से पानी की तरह का एक लेटेक्स निकलता है, और वो जब उसकी स्किन के ऊपर जमा हो जाता है तो उसके बाद में उसका कलर काला हो जाता है, और काला होने की वजह से उसको कोई भी कंज्यूमर परचेज नहीं करता है. सो टू रिमूव दैट पर्टिकुलर शेप फ्रॉम द सरफेस ऑफ द फ्रूट, either we have to keep the fruit lower side, upper side to the down. We have to keep the upside down in the pellets or in the packing material, or by the help of the lukewarm water we can also wash our fruits so that we can remove the such type of shape from the surface. Degreening. Degreening is only and only used in case of the citrus fruits, because citrus is the non-climatic fruits. Now what is the climatic and what is non-climatic, I will tell you in the next classes. So to give a good yellow color to our citrus fruits, we can treat them with the help of ethylene, and this is the known as degreening, because when we are treating the fruits with the ethylene, then it will remove the chlorophyll content, or it will degrade the chlorophyll from the peel of that particular citrus. Then they will get a bright yellow color, and if any citrus fruits have the bright yellow color, then it can face good prices in the market. Curing again we can use in the tuber crops, in the root crops, and in the onion and garlic. In curing we have to put our produce for certain duration in open conditions so that we can remove the moisture from the upper layer of that particular vegetable, and by this curing we will be able to giving a natural wound healing process to our on potato and sweet potato and tuber crops or root crops. In curing process, there is deposition of the suberin, that is known as suberization, in the parenchymatous cells, and this will be helpful to protect our produce from the microbes as well as from the loss of the moisture. And another technology is the sorting and grading. What is the difference between the sorting and grading? Sorting is used for the undesirable type of fruits. Means if the fruit is the diseased, if the fruit is damaged, if the fruit is deformed. But in case of grading, when we are sorting out fruits on the basis of their weight, on the basis of their shape, on the basis of their color, then it is the known as grading. Sorting, again, it is done primarily to reduce the spread of the infection, because here we are removing the infected fruits. But this one, grading, is helpful for getting more return from the market, because we are grading our fruits or vegetables as per their weight, as per their color, as per their shape. So by having such type of practice, we can get the more price from the market. And these are the certain other practices which can also be used for the such points, means to minimize the post-harvest losses. So this is all about the extent of the post-harvest losses, their cause, and how we can minimize such type of post-harvest losses from the fruits and vegetables. If any question, if any query, and if any problem, then you can ask your question. All of you are satisfied?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.